All right, says we're live. That's
And we're live here on the internet. First time in 2025 for the full nerd. Welcome everybody. We're not. This isn't a full episode. Just want to say that this is me and Brad getting on, providing some quick updates following Gordon's passing. Talk a little bit about CES, but really we're here to give some updates and kind of cover some of the questions that people have had, and also play a special message we have from Gordon's family. So.
Oh yeah, made me cry.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me, Brad. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on.
No, I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, it's just us, not a full episode. We're not going to go too much in detail. But yeah, felt like we wanted to kind of provide some updates on what happened with Gordon. Obviously, I would assume most people have seen the news. If you haven't, Gordon passed away on December 21st. It was he obviously was battling cancer for a while, but he loved to continue to chase stories and be in it. And I mean, we continued to talk even to the days before his passing. I was able to have one last phone call with him before then, so that was special to me, and he definitely was talking about how much the full nerd meant to him. It was a special thing for him. So
yeah, same
yeah.
here. Yeah, it was fun. I always, even the last few months, I've been texting Gordon regularly, and it's awesome because all the text messages were still, what do you think about this new chip? What do you think about this announcement? And then just, even a couple weeks ago, we were relentlessly shit talking the Raiders. So life is good.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, I want to thank all the well wishes. For sure, everyone's been super supportive. Steve did an amazing video, kind of recounting his favorite memories of Gordon and how he's going to help uphold his legacy on the deeper reporting stuff, which was awesome.
Can I hop in here?
Yeah, please.
I'm guessing a lot of people may have already seen Steve's video, but if you haven't watched that yet and you were touched by Gordon in your life, I highly recommend going to watch that. Like everything, Steve nailed pretty much my exact sentiments as well, and you could tell he meant a lot to him, and it's well worth the watch, especially to get to the end full of clips.
Yeah. Ian went live, had a nice little chat there. I mean, a lot of people showed the support, so I really appreciated it. A lot of messages. Definitely thankful for that kind of stuff. I guess. Yeah, not much else to get into other than he very much he was very appreciative of the full nerd in the community. Was definitely a big thing, and even said the words like he's glad he went from just being a writer to a YouTube star, which I thought was funny, and I take no credit on that. I just knew to turn on a camera and point it towards him. But definitely it was one of those things where he appreciated being able to do a lot of video here. And he did video in the past, obviously at Maximum PC and stuff like that, but video was definitely a big part of his journey, and he appreciated it. And so,
I appreciate it too because it was able to get pure raw Gordon on camera, but also made it so I didn't have to edit his words because he's a tremendous writer, but all the asides, everything you see on Gordon on camera is the same thing in the copy, and I just love that people could see it.
Love pointing a camera at Gordon, and once again to even while he was dealing with cancer, he was still working on videos, still showing up to the podcast. There was a lot of talk about what was the final video he did, which was covering the 9800 X3D review. But I would like to point out the last full testing that he did, because even though he did the review video for the CPU and helped me do the testing, I still physically did the testing. So kind of the last videos in my mind are the ones that he poured everything into, were those final laptop videos. So it was the Qualcomm, then Ryzen AI 300, then Lunar Lake. He did all that testing. He just that was his last, really getting deep into the benchmarks and presenting all of his data. And I remember also when the announcements came out, he did that video like framing it like the fight between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Like he's like, what if the thumbnail says something along the lines of like, Intel and AMD battle that's the most epic thing since Kendrick Lamar and Drake or something. I can't remember the exact. Yeah,
it's around that line.
And I was like, I don't know if anyone's gonna get that, but sure, why not? So
it always blows my mind how Gordon is very up to date with news and trends and
pop culture.
With pop culture,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was always up on that for sure. So that was fun. Yeah, so in my mind, those were kind of the last final videos that he did, like just really pouring everything into. Obviously, did videos after that as well, that he really cared about and helped out with testing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, those were good videos.
I'm kind of glad those were some of his last videos because forget which one it was, Lunar Lake maybe, the one where he connected the two computers, the two laptops, and then controlled them the exact same.
Yeah.
And to use that to determine real world battery life. That's something he has thought of and has had brewing for years. But was the difficulty to set up forever. Yeah. And that was the ideal situation for that test that he's been working on for years to shine. And I think that's just a testament to Gordon.
Yeah, I had actually at the time I was like, man, I kind of think you should do that almost as a whole separate video, which I think he did do a follow-up version of that. But yeah, I was just like, that's as like the real world testing of laptop is literally just using two laptops at the same time doing the exact same thing. He loved that idea. So I'm glad he was able to get that in. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely go back and watch that. Really classic Gordon stuff. I mean, testing was at his heart. We were just talking about here. We're obviously packing for CES and getting all the gear together. And I was talking with Alex, and I was like, "Oh, be sure to bring card readers." And he's like, "Oh, I have a built-in card reader on my laptop." And I was like, "Well, sometimes they actually cheap out and use a lower spec, so you might actually get faster speeds over an external card reading." He's like, "Really?" And I was like, man, that is one of those things that Gordon would dive into and be like, "Yeah, let's sit down, let's get these laptops, let's do the deep testing." That's totally a Gordon thing to do for sure. So
we have the most ridiculously exhaustive USB-C cable roundup on the internet.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, yeah, so some other technical stuff. I talked about this in Discord because there was a couple questions. That there is a GoFundMe. Thank you so much for the support. Like everybody's been sharing it around. Amazing contributions. Like, just so happy about that. That is something I was definitely taking serious and really appreciate. And the family is just floored by it. So I'm glad we got that set up there. There was some questions like, oh, hey, because the organizer is a gentleman by the name of Chris Bach, which I had never met until recently. I've been chatting with him. That is actually Gordon's cousin. So this is the legit GoFundMe. And the beneficiary that they added later was Dara Tom, which if you don't know, that's actually Gordon's wife. So yes, it is. This is the official GoFundMe. I actually need to link to it right now because I forgot, or if you don't mind maybe doing that, Willis. Right.
If you need to check a link for whatever reason, just go. We have our obituary up, and we made sure we have various articles up.
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, John had an amazing obituary on the website, including a ton of memories that people around the industry were able to provide. So if you haven't read that, or if you haven't read it since the news, maybe go back because he's actually added a lot of stuff as well. Brad, you had a really good story about Gordon. That was a standalone article.
CES After Dark, baby.
Gordon. And yes, I saw some people in the chat earlier asking about super chat stuff, and if there's technical stuff I need to figure out, but at this point, like, thank you, I appreciate that. But if you feel the need to give a super chat, anytime soon, maybe please direct it over at the GoFundMe. I would appreciate that. No pressure, of course, but yeah, for right now, I'm actually kind of glad we don't have super chats enabled, because I would much rather have that money go to his family.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I'm glad it turned out so well. We have good insurance here. We actually have really good insurance here in this company. The way that we've handled, not we, but they have handled everything, like, makes me really appreciate the company. But Gordon fought this a lot longer than most people do with his specific diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it usually is a couple of months. He held out for over a year and a half.
Yeah.
And those in the U.S. healthcare system, those costs add up. So thank you to everybody who has, Gordon's wife and kids are going through enough stress right now.
Mm-hmm.
This, I'm sure, takes a lot of that stress off of their shoulders. So thank you for everyone who has contributed to that.
Yes, definitely.
Sorry, this is a heartstring.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're figuring it out in real time, so I appreciate everybody. I did have coffee with Gordon's wife Dara the other day, just kind of going over some stuff, and we had some fun memories to share and talk about some future stuff. But I did ask her, because people had been asking me, hey, did the family know Gordon was so beloved in the industry, like literally a legend in the industry, and so I did ask her that, and she was like, in more or less no, because they got to see Gordon at home, right? You get to see Gordon testing, boxes pile up, hardware everywhere. I mean, it happens to all of us, right? And see him talk about stuff, of course, and obviously put in his passion and love for it. He was obviously in love with what he did. But yeah, like she did not. I got the sense that they did not fully understand the breadth of it, the support, like how much he has affected this industry and affected so many people in it, right? Like, not only from somebody like me who started to learn to build PCs from people like Gordon, but also like you reading him and being able to write at Maxim PC.
Yeah, that's what I said in my blurb there. I wish I had said it to him when he was alive, but it's always kind of weird, working with somebody and be like, hey man, I used to read you in Boot when I was a teenager. That made me want to do what I do, and so that's my part in the obituary. I wish I had said it to him when he was alive. So you have anything like that about anybody in your life, maybe go give him a hug and let him know what's up, buy him a beer.
Yeah. I mean, and there's so much that's come out over this too that people didn't really understand, not only about Gordon, but vice versa. There's been a lot of good pictures being shown of Gordon with his family and stuff, and I've definitely seen messages of people being like, oh wow, I mean, he was a private person by design. He was a very private person, so he didn't talk about it too much, which is completely fine. But yeah, there's so much. And then Chris Bach, the cousin who had set up the GoFundMe, he had messaged me. He's like, hey, we set this up. Do you think you can maybe share it with some people? And I was just like, hey, don't worry, man. Give me the link. We're gonna hit the ground running. Don't you worry about that. So yeah, he was definitely floored by that, and so it's all appreciated for sure. And I definitely want to give out a shout out to not only Brad, because I mean, we were talking through all this stuff and trying to work together, through this time, but also John. So John Phillips, our boss, is actually in the chat, and a lot of people might not know this, but I mean, John originally hired Gordon for Boot when Gordon, got into this industry. So, and then also brought John from Maximum PC to PCWorld. So, like, John has been very instrumental in getting Gordon where he needed to be, and kind of seeing that, and also, I mean, and the pivot to I just said that. And also Gordon doing video, he understood that Gordon was so beloved on video and helped to unleash that as well. So thank you, John. We all work together. I mean, that's what I love also about this PCWorld team is everybody's here, everybody's supportive. of each other, and obviously Gordon impacted all of us in major ways. So
Indeed.
Definitely.
yeah,
Most of the people on staff here, we don't have a lot of turnover here, and a lot of people actually did come from Maximum PC Future kind of a deal. I used to freelance with them. I've been with freelance for PC Gamer, etc. So a lot of people on staff have known Gordon 10, 15, 20 plus years. So
yeah, no, and I mean, I was talking to Steve. We had a phone call too, and I was just like, yeah, like I was listing off all the people that was at Maximum PC that worked here now, that, you know, a lot of people don't even realize, like, yeah, you, John, Catherine, Mike Brown, even, you know,
Yep.
Elena was, you know, involved in there as well.
Yep.
So it's just like really a lot of the spirit of Maximum PC moved over here as well. So yeah, it's fun times for sure. But yeah, the family appreciates it. I mean, the outpouring of support has been awesome. Which is awesome, and they definitely do feel it. And I actually want to take this time to thank them for definitely being awesome for sure. And so sorry for what they're dealing with. But I did ask if they had a special message to share. They were involved in the initial news stuff for sure. You know, we worked with the family to be able to get the news out. But, you know, I was like, hey, do you want me to have something for the actual podcast to read or play? And actually they, together as a family, wrote something. And we have a little video that we can play now that is actually narrated by his son, Glenn. And then they edited it in Premiere. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and play it now. So yeah.
Dear PC World and Internet community, thank you so much for the love and support. I never realized to which the extent my dad was known, and you all have made it abundantly clear that he was loved by everyone through thick and thin. He always had time to talk to everyone that he met about PC anything, friends, family, strangers, and a famous story within the family that I think illustrates this is while my mom was in labor at the hospital with me, a nurse recognized my dad and they started chatting about hardware. My mom was dumbfounded at the time, but we always joked about it as a family, about he was so famous, and he always played it off as him just being a nerd about tech. To him, it has never been about the fame or the money, always about the facts and the people that wanted to know the latest. Whenever I asked him how famous he was, he always said, you know who's famous? Steve from Gamers Nexus. The people love him. I once asked Dad why he didn't go work for a larger tech company since he knew so many people, and he told me it was so he could be near his family. I believe he meant that, but I also believe it was because he loved his work, and reporting to the world the latest in PC hardware was a dream job to him. Dad was the rare person who loved his job so much, no monetary gain could compromise his unyielding dedication to tech journalism. As Adam has said, he was very reluctant to take the position as editor-in-chief at Maximum PC because he would rather be on the front, writing stories and recording videos. Something I remember him telling me was that his greatest story he never wrote was about the Rodney King riots. He was in college at SF State at the time, and he was sad he wasn't able to be there in LA, where the action was happening. Lastly, there's a picture of him I took in high school for a class that I would like to share, of him in our garage testing hardware. The title is Mad Scientist. I think it captures his personality very well, as he's a lot more stoic at home, always in a room testing the latest hardware. I remember watching an episode of Hardcore Hardware and thinking, that's Dad? He was swearing and yelling so much. I don't think he liked the picture very much because to him he looked angry, but in my opinion, it shows who Dad was to me. My sister Marianne, our mom, and I would like to thank everyone who has shown their support. It really makes us happy to know that Dad had so many supporters around the world, and we are certain he loved you all just as much as you loved him.
Yeah, well made. Thank you.
Excellent. That's very touching.
Putting together, and yeah, that photo actually, Glenn in his own right is an amazing photographer. That's something Gordon and Glenn were able to share together, and it was I'd actually never seen that photo. So yeah, that definitely encapsulates Gordon.
That's a touching tribute. Like, every bit of that is excellent. So if the family is watching this, that's like, I wish I had put something together like that for my dad when he passed. Like, that's well done. You tell he meant a lot to you. But it's funny to me, the two photos that jumped out at me from that video was there's two photos where he's holding swaddled babies fresh in the hospital. And in one, he's wearing a Maximum PC shirt, and in the other one, he's wearing a Raider shirt. How dad sitting there holding his babies, representing. That's Gordon, man.
Yeah, and actually, Dara did tell me that story when the other day. Yeah, she was like, "No, I was literally right there on the in the delivery room, and somebody looked up and was like, "Oh, hey, Gordon from Maximum PC," and they just started talking, and she was just like, "Hey, can we wait for a couple minutes to
eyes on the prize here, guys?"
And yeah, because he was wearing his Maximum PC shirt, and he yeah, no, and it's true what Glennon there had said, that he would literally talk to anybody, if people wanted to talk to him, gave people the time of day, respected everybody, and that's one of my favorite memories, earliest and favorite memories of working with Gordon, is that like carrying around a camera, just following Gordon to meeting after meeting at CES, Computex, whatever, and like going into the room and just seeing people's eyes light up when they would see him, because it's just like, hey, Gordon's here, like, oh wow, I can't wait to talk with Gordon about what we have going on, or just talk to him in general, and like he always gave people the time of day and just really cared, and that was obviously a big part of what he cared about was the people. We're all in this industry together doing amazing stuff, and it's definitely something that mattered a lot to him.
Yep.
The people.
I remember the first time I think I met you, the first CES I met you, Adam. That was the one where we interviewed Raja Kaduri right after Vega, I believe, was announced. And I liked that video a lot. I mean, just to accidentally get Raja to spill something I don't think he was supposed to. But the thing that stood out to me after that, a lesson I really learned from working alongside Gordon on the floor, was afterwards, like that video, I forget what it took, 20, 30 minutes. Afterwards, the three of us went over to a corner. They picked up a conversation to start, just shooting the shit about the old days, which eventually leans into, hey, what do you think about this trend going on? And he really cared about the people. There's a reason he always says never attack people. Never even attack companies, just attack products. Not even attack, just say, hey, don't buy it. But, like, I think the fact that he did care about people so much and wanted to talk to people so much is part of what made him such a great reporter. And I learned a lot that day.
Yeah, I mean, it's the technical side of being a reporter obviously is having connections, but it wasn't just that. He wasn't just trying to do that. So no, so many good memories. I think we can wrap this up pretty soon, but I know there's been a lot of questions about memorial services. That's something that I've been chatting with the family as well. So we don't have anything to talk about here today. We are going to do something here on the podcast, gather a bunch of people from the industry and coworkers and things like that. So, I have nothing right now, no news, and there will be memorial services, for close friends and family and stuff like that. So, and once again, in the meantime, share kind thoughts, contribute to the GoFundMe if you can. They definitely are seeing all the awesome messages and all that stuff. So, it's developing. We're all working this through in real time. So thank you so much for being here with us and working through it with us.
Yeah, and definitely all the love and support from the community everywhere.
Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend, for sure. And yes, I saw somebody in the chat talk about how we can memorialize him with awards like the Bigger Bar Better Award. Like there's definitely some fun thoughts for sure. I want to get a Bigger Bar Better merch made, things like that. One of the things I'm also tossing around is like a big charity live stream that maybe we can do that we can build PCs, give them away, help contribute to a charity. That's something I talked with Dara as well about doing, because he loved giving back, he loved helping people out. So the ways that I want to help honor his legacy is continuing to to take those journalistic practices that he had taught me, but also just help people and continue to build the relationships with the community, and memorialize him. He obviously a huge part of all of us. And I mean, then the full nerd, to be honest, it doesn't, it's hard to feel like it's called the full nerd without him around, because he was the fullest of nerds for sure.
He came up with the name.
Yeah. But yeah, but he wanted to continue. He really cared, obviously, about the work we do here at PCWorld and on the full nerd. So we will continue that, and figure it out. So
something I was this is just kind of on the fly talking about this. We just got back to work yesterday, and we're preparing many of us to fly out to CES. So we haven't had a lot of time to discuss this kind of stuff yet. But I like the idea of a bigger bar, better award if I can convince people above me to introduce something like that. Another idea I had in my head was making a permanent landing page for the PCWorld Hall of Fame, Hardware Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Honor, like Gordon Mah Ung's PCWorld Hall of Fame or something.
I
gotta discuss other people about that. I think that.
I like that. No, somebody was also saying, like, next time we do a Hall of Fame inductee episode, that we intentionally need to get the 2080 RTX 2080 in there before the 1080 Ti. I was like,
yeah, and then I will have a heart attack, and you will have no full nerd co-host. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, we're still talking about a lot of this stuff. We will keep people informed and what we figure out. There's still a lot of good discussions going over on Discord. I actually started a forum post on Discord that you can put your favorite Gordon memories. So we've shared a lot of fun stuff in there. I don't know if we'll do some sort of super cut of all memories or something. I don't know. There's still so much to think about, and plenty of time to continue to think about Gordon. But I mean, if there's one thing that Gordon wanted to make sure that we do is continue to cover the news, and we are just about to ship off to CES to cover that. A lot of news gonna be happening there. It's always like, at least for the PC space, it's like the second biggest trade show. I feel like Computex is like the first one. And then,
definitely.
Yeah, and then CS is huge, and that's obviously like a big deal. And I mean, just Gordon absolutely loved being in the trenches. I mean, like, like week long CES. Like we'd get up towards the end of the week, and I'd be like, "Hey, how many hours of sleep you got?" And he's like, "Yeah, like 3. I'm fine. I'll just drink some more coffee." And like he just
because, like you said, he used those as a great event. As a great situation, not just to gather news and insights about all the trends and all the stuff that's going on, but he genuinely liked people. So he would go to like every party and make sure he lined up with like everyone who he was hoping to see at CES. So he worked long days, but it was not just to cover the news. It was also to see the people. And he loved every second of it.
Yeah. And like, I've been putting together our schedule for video stuff, and Mark's going to be there for writing. John's going to be there as well doing some stuff. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to go this year.
I was supposed to go. People know I was supposed to go, but I just got diagnosed with COVID yesterday, so I'm not going to go get you guys sick.
Yeah. So feel better, but obviously you will be busy at home. There's lots going on. Yeah. But yeah, going over the schedule, I was just like, oh man, I wish I could. Sometimes like it really is hard to schedule everything, even though we're there for a whole week to try to see everybody, and it's just like, and he always made it a point. So yeah, I try to see people as much, but yeah, so I'll be on the ground shooting video. I think we talked about this earlier. So Willis is actually helping man
our sister
a sister
managing.
Channel. Yeah, so Tech Hive, if you want to go subscribe over there, TECHHIVE, Tech Hive, and that's the logo is like yellow, like a beehive kind of thing.
Yeah, it's our smart home, smart tech brand channel specifically for that. And I'll be doing that at CES, and it'll be the first time that I won't be on the ground with Adam, and just making sure he doesn't eat gums off the floor or pick up USBs on the show floor. Yeah,
somebody earlier, I'm sorry, I can't remember who said it, but yeah, somebody was like, oh, be sure to tell Adam that if he sees gum on the floor that it's not free candy. And then I was like, well, what about yellow snow? But no, I
Flushy.
Slushy.
yeah. So no, I mean we'll still be there making videos, continuing what Gordon loved to do as well. Amazing articles, I'm sure, on PCWorld. I mean, we know rumors. There's definitely been some 5080 boxes that appeared on some news feeds. So I guess we'll see what comes of that. Yeah,
Looking like it's going to be a big CES for the PC.
yeah. And then every year on the website, there's always a best of show for PCWorld where all the staff members will include like their picks and awards. So that's always a big highlight for me.
Yeah, we run a couple of them. Like we'll do one. Someone who works with us, Matt Smith, who is awesome. He has a retro gaming channel. Go check it out. He's doing roundups of the best laptops and monitors. So if you're specifically interested in that, go look for those towards the end of the week. But towards the end of the week, we run every year, just everyone on staff. What's the coolest stuff that you saw? Like there are no people are like, can I write about this even though it's not a PC? Can I write about this? It's like, yeah, I just want to see the cool stuff, man. Let's get the cool stuff out there. And that's what that's going to be at the end of the week.
Yeah. So once again, subscribe over on Tech Hive if you want to see home products that enrich smart products that enrich your home life. Is the pitch that I say. John's actually going to contribute some videos over there as well. So if you're curious. Question is Will Smith going to CES? He's not, but he is actually going to help do the watch parties for the major keynotes. So for Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA, please join Will Smith for doing a watch party over on the PCWorld channel. So yeah, I should say that go subscribe over on PCWorld if you haven't. That's where all the video stuff is going to be. And yeah, so will be a watch party. Will has reached out to some people to join him as well. So I'm excited. There's a couple guests that will join him for some of those keynotes that is exciting.
I may or may not join them depending on how I'm feeling. So there might be a random Brad appearing.
Yeah. And we will have an episode of the podcast from the show floor like usual, kind of covering the news and then also our best of stuff. Usually we kind of aim for Thursday, so I would say if you want to pencil something in, it's going to be like Thursday afternoonish. Yeah. So doesn't
afternoon West Coast time.
Well, yes, thank you. Yeah, so there's that, and yeah, seeing people and connecting with people. I mean, like Gordon, I'm excited to connect with people. I know there's going to be a lot of good Gordon memories shared and all that stuff. So looking forward to that. Yeah. Anything else you want to cover before we get out of here, Brad?
I don't think so. Gordon rocks, man. I'm very touched by the support that the community has shown him, and again, like that takes such a huge burden off of his family. So thank you to everybody.
Definitely, and I feel like he would have been. He would have been, he would have been embarrassed. He's like, no, it's not a big deal. Why is everybody, nah, don't worry about it. I'm just here. He's a very humble man. So yeah, we'll continue on and cover the news like the way Gordon likes. So thank you again for the support. Thank you again for being with us here during this time and figuring this out and upholding Gordon's legacy. I will say I have heard a couple people in comments being like, hey, is this something that you or that Gordon has inspired some people to start their own YouTube channel, their own writing and things like that? And I was like, yes, please, if there's any way we can help, let us know. Like I love that, being able to share that knowledge and stuff like that. So for Gordon's obituary, we ran a lot of quotes from a bunch of different people. John handled that initial getting it up, but I handled most of the updates. And we put my email address in there and said, hey, if you have any good memories, just share them. We can't run them all, but we'll read them all and we'll get a bunch in there. And it was absolutely mind-boggling and eye-opening between the emails I got and seeing the comments on the GoFundMe. Just how many people who said, like, I'm not a tech tuber. I'm not a PC journalist, but I work in tech because of the rigorous analysis and no BS that I grew up. Gordon instilled that in me, and I have my career in tech to thank him for that. So it's just a really awesome thing to see. Yeah, no, and I'm not much of a Reddit person, but I even got on like Reddit and saw the amazing posts that people put up, and I actually came across somebody who was in the computer lab in high school with Gordon.
Oh.
So I started DMing him personally and getting some memories and stuff like there for sure. So we'll share a lot about this, when we get together memorial episodes. But yeah, he even shared a photo of Gordon in the yearbook, and Gordon was wearing a bow tie. I was like, can you imagine Gordon with longer hair and a bow tie? Yeah, I got to show that. And actually, Dara hadn't even seen that photo. I was like, have you seen his yearbook photo? So I showed that to her. Yeah. So no, it's been great, and he obviously touched a lot of people's lives. So yeah,
I think it would be good to work some space to the memorial episode to include some of those reader and viewer thoughts as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. That's also why in the Discord, like favorite memories and things like that. So. Yeah, lots to talk about. I think we'll just end it here. Yeah, not like I said, not a full episode, not going over stuff. Just kind of we got to get to packing for CES and covering all the news. So yeah, thanks Brad for joining and working with me. Thank you, John, all the PCWorld team, everybody, all the
thank you, Adam,
the people.
Thanks, Adam. Yeah.
Adam's done a lot of work behind the scenes. Don't let him sell you short.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's and thank you, Willis, for controlling the verticals and horizontals. We'll always keep that around, the verticals and horizontals, of course. That was Gordon loved that. So anyway, thanks everybody. I guess tune in next week for plenty of CES talk. So thanks everybody. I'll see you later.